Is it?
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Married at First Sight All-Star Panel with Jack and Glenn in August Love Story. What's going on, August Love Story?
What's up, y'all?
Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all doing all right?
We just did the absolute most right as we came.
Hey, man, it's like kids. That's what kids do. And we here, and we getting ready to talk about Married at First Sight. This episode, to me, was like one of the better episodes of Married at First Sight in a long time.
Yeah.
Because it got a lot of talking points, a lot of things we can discuss, a lot of things.
One of the better seasons.
This has been one of the better seasons.
Because Jokers went off the rails.
Right.
Is it just because it's drama? Is the drama making it better? Do we want to see marriages or do we want to see drama?
It all depends.
It all depends. I like to see successful marriages. I'm not on the whole. I like drama, but I like to see successful marriages. I guess if everybody was happy, we wouldn't have nothing to talk about. Nah. But we like stuff to talk about. But if you're here, wherever you're watching that, make sure you subscribe to all of our channels. We're gonna hop into it because we start this episode off. We start off with Michelle still doing her sleuthing. She's still part of Scooby-Doo Inc. She's still part of that group. Artika, your thoughts on Michelle here? Madison walks off. Michelle is here and she's talking to the rest of the girls. Did you feel like she tried to make everybody try to make the whole night about her?
I don't know if I would say she was trying to make it all about her, but she definitely was looking to get people on her side for her game of Clue. Like she already had MM on her side because MM is at this retreat, no husband. She had a divorce paper, and she just kind of like, well, I'm here. It's only up from here for me. Let's see what y'all got going on. You think your husband cheating? Let's figure it out. But she's just trying to figure out how to be diplomatic about it. And Camille is just there for the mess.
Right.
That's what it seems like to me. It's like Camille is just there like, okay, I'm just here for whatever y'all talk about, whatever drama happens, I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
But she
didn't want to be a part of it. He's standing right here. He said that she didn't want to be a part of it. I felt like she didn't want to be directly inserted into the mess, but she's there for the mess.
Absolutely.
I
got that too.
Yeah, I got that too. She wants to know the story. Camille seems like she's a little bit nosy. She needs the information.
I mean, what else they got going on?
She's like her man. They're not having any issues. They're not trying to problem solve any aspects of their relationship on this retreat. So she's just like, I mean, I gotta be here. What y'all doing?
Exactly.
We didn't, you get Madison talking about she don't want the drama, she doesn't want all this that's going on. She's just here to have fun, right? We see the couples go out, and this is what kind of broke my heart a little bit. And I want your opinion on this. After Madison and Allan have their go-kart race, or they go-karting, and Allan lays his heart out, because we have some inside information that he doesn't have. Mm-hmm. How did you guys feel about Allan? How did you feel for Allan here? Like, how did you see Madison at this point?
This entire season, we've been able to see that Madison puts up a good front, but she's also just been lying. And it hurts my heart for him because he's literally all in. Like, if there was two people on this season that have been all in, it's been him and MM. They have been completely in the entire time. It's like, this is what I have. This is what I have to offer. I'm just trying to make the best of this situation. And I know that some of these Married at First Sight marriages can work out. I would like to be one of them. But she's just been lying. And I mean, it should have been slightly obvious to him that she was lying, because if you're trying to make things work with me, you would have at least attempted to kiss me however many episodes ago there was.
Mm-hmm.
But she's literally just like, whatever, it is what it is. I'm trying. If we get that far, Which yeah, you didn't even leave to get food.
What was the question?
About Allen and
Oh, question was, man, how did you at the race at the go kart, right? Can we try to take this scene by scene a little bit at the go kart when Allen was confessing his love to Madison, trying to get her to come up with condition for decision day? What was you thinking at this point? Because we had already had inside information.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm talking at the screen like, dog, you big dummy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like she don't like you. I'm just like, what was your feeling here for Allen at this point?
So I actually just watched that, rewatched that scene, like right before we jumped on, and I paid a little bit more attention to it this time. My thought that came up was, this girl is diabolical, because what type of crazy you have to be to sit there for 7 weeks knowing what you got going on and consistently have been, well, I'm trying to get there. Like nobody did. Like I never thought about how, like, what type of emotions, like the lack of emotion that she had to go through to actually do that and keep that up for so long. Like my heart sunk when Allen was in the kitchen talking to Michelle, and I know we're not there yet, but that's when my heart had sunk for him. But then at this point, when they was go-karting, I was just like, man, this girl is crazy. And it's because of the emotion, the lack of emotion that she put into this relationship for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause I mean, for 7 weeks you kept up the same. I don't know when they started, right? But I'm gonna assume there was some type of initial attraction when they first went on the honeymoon and they worked out together privately. Like, I'm assuming that's when it started, you know. And for her to go through 7 weeks of that, I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You know, that was and now I was just looking at her talk to him, and she knows like the emotion that he got behind what he's saying. And I'm like, how did you keep a straight face? Like, how did you keep this up for so long, man? That's what thoughts ran through my mind. The first time I watched it, I was just like, oh, that's cool. That's nice. You know, that they went, because go-karting is fun, by the way.
Yeah.
If you haven't done it, please go do it, because I enjoy it. But that's beside the point. But it's just, man, you see that and you're hearing, and then you start to pay attention. I started to pay attention to her responses to it, and it sounds like, yeah, man, I'm what she say, I'm Swiss cheese. Man, you ain't trying.
No.
At this point, we like saying you Swiss cheese after 7 weeks, like we know what your answer is. So yeah, that's what I got for that.
You know, I thought about, you know, when I saw her, when Allen talking this, I'm like, this dude right here really is invested, as Archie said, he's really invested his time.
Mm-hmm.
He's put in his time, he's put in his work, and he's getting nothing in return. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's not getting any affection.
Mm-hmm.
He's not getting a handheld. He's not getting any respect because she's staying out to 3:30, 4:30 in the morning, whatever case may be. He's doing all this and always asking her to show him a little bit of affection, give him some kind of hint that it may last after decision day. And all he can get is fabrications, right? All he can get is just enough. It's like the guy who wants to get something done and the horse ain't moving and you keep dangling the carrot out in front of it. And the horse keeps moving. She just gives him enough where he thinks there's some hope. This is like, when we look at this, this is like you said, this is diabolical, right? This is like, this is some crazy stuff because you're living up two lies.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And you're living two lies. And I'm not saying people giving her a pass because they're not.
No.
But if this was a guy, like, yo, I'm saying, like,
look at David.
Look at Dave, right? But look at Chris, right?
Right.
So I'm sitting here looking at her like she's actually literally lying to this dude, and he's soaking up. He just had a great time. He was having fun. She's laughing with him, having a good time with them. And at the same time, you know, you talking to, I don't even want to use his friend because I don't want to say just because y'all on this show y'all friends, but you're talking to a person that he knows, right?
Right.
And so at the same time, you keeping this whole facade up, and it's like, dang, this dude right here is like, he's in this. He's trying to make this work. When you got 8 days left, he's holding on to hope for the final. It's like you down in the fourth quarter in a football game, and you waiting on the Hail Mary and hoping that your guy catch it, because he should have known this way that he already losing in this game.
Yeah.
Right. He didn't even recognize the fact that he's losing in the relationship, that he's losing. Madison doesn't want him. He's losing. But he talks about later that he does know, but I don't know if he knows or not, because he's still trying. Like, what you trying for? I would have been done after I won the bet and she couldn't kiss me. And I had to get a cheat. It would have told me all I needed to know right then and there.
I would have got a kiss on the lips though.
Huh?
I'd have just been like, nah, man, kiss me on the lips. That's what I wanted.
Right.
But if she refuses, which she did,
I don't know, but I would like that would have been a thing though.
basically was like, I gotta be quicker than that.
I'd be like, man, quit playing with me. But that's me though. You know, like there's like she would have had to. That would have been a conversation. Why you don't want to kiss me on the lips? Because that's what I would have expected, and that's what I mean by diabolical, man. Because they like literally did things to have fun.
I don't even want to say that they just did things to have fun. He has been so overly accommodating this entire relationship. He's changed things about himself. In addition to
$3,000 on some clothes.
That was one of them things he changed about himself. Like, he was like, she don't want her dude to not be fit. I'm gonna get in the gym. It's just like she really like tried to change him up and then was like, no.
She was like that State Farm commercial.
Gotta be
almost had it.
That's exactly what she did.
Is there anything Allan could have done to sway her?
Be David.
Like I guess more so of if you're looking at Allan, if you're looking at David, would like, is there anything that matches them two? Because like essentially somebody lied on their intake.
Well, we know Michelle lied, and we could point out that one of the exact moments that she lied when they was like, how would you feel about the guy living at home? And she was like, I'd be open to that.
Yeah.
Right. So
lies.
I mean, it is nothing that I think Allan could have done, right? In this for her, because to her it was about the look. When my man walked out in the broccoli drawers, he was done. Right.
But the thing is about the look, though, is David a pretty boy? Because he not.
Nope.
That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. Everybody's like, you're tearing Allan down for his looks and how he doesn't fit the pretty boy vibe for you. And David absolutely doesn't fit it.
But but for Allan, it is that trauma bonding because the conversation is different.
Allan or David?
I mean, for David, I mean, in Madison. They both have couples. They both have mates or spouses, for the lack of a better word, that they don't see to be attractive or they're not working it out with. And so we're starting to talk, and I like the conversation. You like some of the things I like. I don't want to force you to like the things I like. I want you to already like the things that I like. So she's forcing. It's like Allan wasn't a gym guy at first. You remember, he said, I wasn't a gym. I don't go to the gym. So he's forcing himself to like the gym because his wife likes the gym. So it wasn't natural to her. And I'm not making excuses. It just didn't come off natural for her to like him. Again, her friend told her at the party, she used to dating pretty boys, right? She didn't like his swag. She didn't like the conversation. So, but she like, you know what? I can't be the fool on TV. Let me play nice. So then she just like, well, I'm here for 8 weeks. Let me string him along. And he didn't know, or he didn't recognize, maybe he recognized and just got blind, went Ray Charles on everybody, that she was dragging him along. Because
Somebody in
all
our
I'm saying.
comments said something that really stuck out to me. They was like, "This Michelle, if Michelle had not snooped around, what was going to happen was would have continued. And when they got caught out in public, it would have been that they found their way to each other
Yeah.
Yeah.
instead of y'all was both cheating in the next room.
Well, that looks better than y'all were both cheating in the next room.
It
But
does.
that's what I'm
look
about
good.
to say. They could jump better doing it like that. Like,
Look, they was like a Scooby Doo villain.
Yeah.
We would have had it if it wasn't for those pesky
Pesky-
kids.
Pesky kids
those
and that-
bad little kids in it.
and that producer Jay, but we'll get there in a
That's
minute, right? And we'll get there in a minute. I want to get to the point where Michelle, right? Michelle, we talked about her snooping. And I want to show a clip, but then I got some questions based off this clip when it comes to Michelle, because I asked Jack this, and I want y'all opinion and those in the chat too as
Think
well.
they have each other's phone numbers? They work out together.
Honestly, I never thought about it. I don't. I mean, I would. Oh God.
Was Michelle wrong for bringing this up to Allan without having facts?
Absolutely. She should have shut her mouth. Like, that's when my heart broke for Allan, because Allan had no clue. Allan, like, it's like he thought about it and he was like, nah, that ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? And it completely out of his mind. She was absolutely wrong for pulling. If she needed to know for a fact that was going on, and she was just speculating there. And then when everything boils out, she's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean for this. Yes, you did.
You meant you didn't think about him getting hurt in the process of any of this. You was just out for yourself, like, I want to know. So because I want to know, it doesn't matter what happens with everybody else, because I need to know.
Right. And that's the thing that bothered me more about Michelle. I was like, you don't care about the relationship. Your only thing is, and I think Thomas asked this question, was it about him cheating or was it about the marriage? And that obviously we never got an answer, but it wasn't even about him cheating. It was because he lied.
Because she never wanted him. And this was supposed to make her not be the villain.
Right.
Man, I just,
except for we still look at her as the villain.
Like,
it doesn't change her in the court of public opinion.
Right. I'm still I'm kind of baffled by the idea that Allan didn't know that was going on in the house at that time.
Well, because she was lying, like all of her sneaking, and she was lying to not just Allan, she was lying to everybody. Because, like, remember when he said she be going out and staying out late? She's like, no, I don't. And then they was like, 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
A night ago. Last night. Hey, all of these things happen. How did you miss this?
That's the C. Golden said it, like what I was trying to say. She's just not trying to be guilted about. It's the out. She was looking for the out, and she needed to be sure on it. But I just feel like it was a better way to do it instead of like putting other people in harm's way.
She couldn't go into decision day saying he had sent a text message to me and I think he lied.
Right.
Because at that point, that's all she had that he did wrong, was that she thinks he lied. And she found something and she latched onto it and she was not going to let go of it.
Yeah. Because I think personally, I think it led to, I think it was disrespectful that Madison never said anything, like didn't say anything to Allan about it. And it's like you're looking at Michelle bringing it up, putting it in his mind, putting the seed there. And then here it is, David out here talking about my wife. Your wife knows me better than my wife. I'm surprised David didn't get slapped in the mouth.
Him outside, I was just looking for some tender love and care, bro. About his wife. He didn't know in that moment that it was about his wife. But he literally says that to this man about his wife that he knows this man likes.
Yeah.
Like he actually likes his wife.
Yeah. That's it's the whole situation was trash. I think Michelle was completely wrong. I think she could have handled that better. Cause for me, it's like the same question. If you see your homeboys or your homegirl spouse cheating on them, do you go and tell your friend or do you let them do it? You
Right.
know, type of deal. Like that's a
I'ma
time
weave it in.
frame.
I'm gonna weave it in and make you figure it out.
Right, that's a time frame. Because I tell, like, if that ever happened to me, you got until the next time I see this person. You know what I'm saying?
Now I'm
Right.
calling. Hey, I saw.
You don't have long. You have the next
I saw
time.
them out today. I'm not gonna tell you who I saw them with. Like, I'm not gonna go that far, but I saw them out at a restaurant with somebody. You knew he was there.
Yeah.
But no, from that clip though, it was like her asking those leading questions. Like B100, hey, I think Madison and David are hooking up or whatever you want to say. Don't like have to let the seed be there and talk about it right then and there. If you
Right.
just do that, I feel like that's a better way to do it than to be like, well, what you think they, doing this, you think they're doing that. Like you told everybody else the same.
Mm-hmm.
Tell him. If you
Yeah.
if you gonna do that, go ahead and just say what you need to say and then pull them together. Like I think I was more bothered by the fact that she went around and talked to everybody else before just being like asking them straight up. Because me, I'd have sat both of them down. I think y'all are hooking up. What's going on?
Okay, so that's where we were at. I felt like for her to put that seed in his head in the kitchen, because her first thing was, I'm not sure about it. I really don't want to say anything. But then you kept talking about it. And listen, it really felt like to me, and not to get that, it really felt like to me the serpent talking to Adam and Eve in the garden.
Yeah.
It really felt like that. Like,
all right, Bible study.
Right. Have you noticed? Did you see her face? Like she didn't have no care, concern, and everybody knows that Allan is feeling Madison,
Man.
and she just looked all matter of fact. You think they have each other's number? Like, get it, pick it up. Like Tommy said, she told everybody else flat out, and then you dropping clues for this man. Just tell that man straight up. I'd have pulled it'd have been all four of us in the room. What the freak y'all got going on?
Because she wants hurt people, right? She didn't want this guy to. She could have easily just pulled the Band-Aid off. She's slowly pulling it off, and every time she's pulling it, it's killing his heartstrings. It's hurting him. It's hurting him even more because what happened is she wants somebody else to feel what she's feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so she wanted somebody else to feel what she's feeling. So I'm going to help, even though Allan is innocent in all this, I'm gonna have him feel what I'm feeling because I'm the spouse that got cheated on. So he's the spouse that got cheated on. So he should feel like I feel.
And that's so not fair. He did not deserve
And so
that.
instead of her just jumping in full force or bringing everybody in the room, which would be the right thing to do, because everybody at the table know, right? MM know more than everybody else.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, David, Madison and David and Allan, let's come in this room. Let's have a conversation, right? Shoot, if you thought it was going to be ugly, you can tell the camera stay out. Whatever case may be, I don't care. Y'all go in the bathroom, be in a little phone booth. But sitting down in a room and grown folks say, hey, let's have this conversation. And I think you were texting Madison. Madison, have you been texting my husband? Whatever case may be. That's the way. She never called her husband. She like, David. She didn't care about that. She just wanted Allan to hurt like she was hurting.
But I don't know. I can't say that she wanted him.
Not that she wanted her. She wanted him to come to her conclusion. She wanted somebody to give her the answer that she already had the answer to, that she knew.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know. He had no clue.
And he's the only other person, with the exception of Carla, that has watched how the two of them move. I'm sure Juan has watched it too.
In the gym, right?
Juan probably had the that can't be it type situation in his head. But Carla is like, nah, something up. I ain't saying they doing it, but I'm saying they possibly could be.
Right.
What you say? What was that on In Living Color? I ain't want to gossip.
You ain't
hear from me.
Right.
But
you can see his heart when it actually hit his mind.
Listen, I saw his brain explode.
Yeah,
I saw his brain explode to the point where Homeboy had to go in the room and lay in the bed like, what? when he was like, I think I see where you're going. That thing messed him up. I could see 2 and 2 adding 4 in his head. And he was like calculating. And she just sat there and watched him. I understand, like, I really don't even feel like she was genuinely like, dang, they playing both of us, bruh. Because only Allan got played. Because you didn't get played because you weren't
right.
Because she wasn't hurt about any of this.
You weren't in the game. You let that man. I totally understand. Let me let you in on it. But could we do it in a more loving and caring and concerning way? Like, she had no care for this man. And I'm gonna jump ahead. And then, like I said, he in the bed laying down. And Madison go to talk to him.
That's the heat checker.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. You see, you picked that up.
Yeah, that's the heat checker. I want to see what you know. She ain't coming. Are you okay? You know, you right? He said, give me a minute. She didn't say. She wanted to know what he knew and how he was gonna respond. How he was gonna respond to it. Because most men would be like, hold on, hey, come here, shorty. Come here for a minute. Most people would have left. They would have left the kitchen, or they would have left the talking to Michelle and went straight to Madison. He went straight to his room.
Yeah.
He didn't go.
That
he
hurt
didn't go
him,
to Madison.
man.
Yeah, he went straight to his room. He had to put himself together and get himself together, right? And so I think that to me shows the compassion. He like, this thing is over. His mind, he probably said, we heard the word later. He probably like, this trick played me. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what he was. That's what he was thinking. And
he used a different word.
When I get to that, we get to that scene, I'm not gonna use the word, but we might spell it. what he said, but he was like, Madison in this whole thing moved crazy.
Tell them what you said. Tell them what you said. You said it just now, but not the way. You said it like Madison came in as a temperature checker.
Yeah.
You said you think her and David had communication, and she was like, "Let me go see."
What I said was, I think her and David went and talked, and because you got to remember the scenes. Michelle had already talked to Madison, so I think Michelle went to Madison went to David like, "Yo, man, I think the jig is up. I think Michelle's getting close." And so like and David probably like, go check on Allan, right? And so she went and checked on her Allan, and like, hey, what's going on? That was the opportunity for her to go and tell Allan, hey, this is what Michelle said to me? Right. Do you know what Michelle said? And they have that conversation. And so Allan ain't laying in the bed looking at his phone wondering what's going on.
He was sick.
They definitely had a conversation, because even their I like you too conversation.
Oh my gosh, I was sick.
Absolutely, like, they planned this out. And they were like, all right, so this is how it's going to happen on camera. Jay, we ready.
Right, Jay.
Yeah.
Man, it's you sit there and you see it unfold and you're like, why y'all here? Like, you sit there and like, because for David, I would have had to be there for the first night. I'm like, man, I ain't finna stay and sit through all this, man. Finna go back home.
The same way that Ikechi did not stay, David did not have to show up.
Nope.
Because his marriage was over.
Yep.
Right.
Already. And it could have been easily, but he was like, my girl ain't finna spend the night with her husband, and I ain't gonna be there.
So I wonder, did they like did they like start staying the night with each other after that?
I want to know what happened that night. Lily.
I think we'll get some of those. I think we'll get some of those answers on the next episode. We'll see, because the retreat's not over.
Yeah.
Right?
I thought it was over.
No,
it ended with Allan leaving.
Look, I'm thinking the retreat over and then
retreat's not over.
Allan left, but I just want to know, because we know Camille likes to ask the questions.
Yeah.
Camille gotta be like, so y'all want to talk about it?
Want to talk about it? So
let me get. Can I comment on this?
Sure, you got time. This your channel.
Yeah, because Artika went there too. Like, that whole sit down between Madison and David, I was like, what are we watching right now? It looked contrived, it looked fake, and then even if it wasn't, how inappropriate for us to sit in in a room with each other, telling each other how we like each other. And this man is heartbroken. That is sick. That
My
is sick.
husband upstairs, your wife on outside at the fire pit or something. I don't know, but this just it don't
Yo.
feel right.
No,
Hey, but
it didn't. I told it was I can't remember what it was that they said. I was like, please rewind it back. What did they just say? I was like, I like made it first like, what are y'all doing? What are we doing?
It's like watching a Marvel movie, and her conversation to David is so many Easter eggs in this.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
I want if you really listen to what she says, is a lot of Easter eggs in what she says, right? I got you. Hold on.
Really enjoyed our gym dates and our, going out with our friends and everything. And I feel like you and I just have like really good conversations and
100%, I agree with that.
and I do like you.
First of all, why are we calling it gym dates?
Right.
That's one Easter egg.
I picked up on that.
Our gym dates, right?
Yeah.
So that means you two are already setting this up to go to the gym. This is how you get to see each other. This is your gym date. It's not just because most people, I'm going to gym work out. Y'all two are setting dates up in your text message. Meet me at the gym so we can see each other. So we can have gym dates, right? So we can have gym dates, not so we can go work out. We walk on the trip. We're having gym dates. So then she goes and said, our friends. Why you and David got some of the same friends? Why you and David have built a whole life outside of y'all have friends. Y'all have friends.
That means when she was out till 3 o'clock in the morning and stuff, he joined them when he got off from work.
Bingo.
Or he was there already, and some of his friends was there, and her friends was there, and they had a good old time.
They had gym, and that means your friends know about David.
But we know her friends know, because again, Michelle from the after party, when Michelle had that sit down with Madison, she told Matt. Now, first of all, okay, let me say this first. Okay,
I want to jump in after you.
Yeah, she offered her phone.
Stay on topic. We ain't there yet. Stay on this topic.
I got to.
Stay on topic.
This how Taylor, she can do what she want to do.
But you brought it right. That's what you told me. You brought it up. But Michelle said I had her search in her phone David, and all these conversations came up with her friends. I just had to say that. We know she been telling her friends about David. Okay, go ahead, Tommy. Tag.
That's her man.
I was gonna say, why did you offer your phone knowing you did this?
If I'm lying, I'm just like David. No, you can't see my phone. What you see my phone?
Absolutely not. She offered it though. Like
her mind wasn't her. She was cloudy at that
moment.
She
forgot she was dealing with Sherlock Holmes, Inspector Gadget, Michelle, and she wasn't gonna be like, "Well, look at this. Let's look at that."
No, she thought she was dealing with a natural blonde.
Like man, that was
what she should. If Michelle like just wanted to get it all out, I would. When we had that conversation, I would have been like, "All right, let's go look at your phone," and I would have got up and followed her.
Yeah,
you don't have time to erase anything. But for her to say, "Yeah, we text," and then you get the phone and there's no text thread,
nothing.
You think I'm stupid, don't you?
Man,
I go back.
That last night. Yeah, no.
If you go back and watch that scene after they had the initial conversation, Madison actually grabs her phone. She has it on a shelf, and she actually grabs her phone. At that moment, I believe that Madison deletes all the messages from David in her phone for that point. So then for her to come back and say, "Hey, here's my phone," because that phone conversation, if you really know, it was dead. Madison's phone conversation was dead. She brought it back up. And so Michelle was like, "Hey, if you're going to bring it up, then here we go." Yeah. And so, first of all, don't lie and you can't cover your lie.
Right.
Don't lie if you can't cover your lie. If somebody call you on your lie, you should be able to cover your lie. So when you tell me, you want to see my phone, I'm going to make sure that because I already told you, right?
That we text about going to the gym.
Mm-hmm. All right, so when I offer my phone up,
those the only messages gonna be in there.
Those probably the only messages that should be there.
Right.
No, I'm a
We
purposely
text about
leave
the gym.
those. Every other text about anything besides the gym is gone. Gym text messages is in my phone.
She should have been like, you know what? I screenshotted some messages for you. Here you go. This is what me and David talked about. I was screenshotted the gym messages, but you can't screenshot the gym messages with the message above and the message beneath. It's some nasty stuff. Or it's talking about your gym dates. We're talking about your velvet tacos in the middle of the night. It's talking about how because I'm a firm believer. Tommy, maybe you answered this. The first sexy message he sent Madison wasn't that night.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Absolutely not.
That first sexy message he sent, the first message he said, "I want to eat you up." That wasn't the first time he tried that. He been on this game for a minute.
And then for going back to the conversation about that, when Michelle asked Madison, "Was that message for you?"
I'm
like, that wasn't even a response to give, because my question would have been, how am I supposed to know?
Exactly.
I don't know what a person's intent is. Like, if I never got the message, how am I supposed to know it was for me?
Right.
Now, I'm pretty sure he sent the message, realized he mistakenly sent the message, and then told her he mistakenly sent the message.
Right.
But I just don't know. And somebody asked the question. Let me scroll up. I think it was Miss Robinson. Why am I not able to scroll? She asked what we want to know this on TV or in private, that our spouse was cheating on us.
What was the question?
What's the question?
Let me find it. Hold on.
Because I would want to know in private, but since you're on a TV show and y'all mic'd up, guess what we get to hear? Right?
Yeah, she said to all four of you, if your spouse cheated on you, would you want to find out in front of everyone and on camera?
I'm gonna tell y'all, I know Jack, right? If I cheated on Jack, y'all would know, because she probably do it live and said there's no more Jack Glenn channel.
Yeah, shut up. No.
I'm being honest with you.
I wouldn't.
She probably do it live and say, hey, the Jack Glenn channel has been canceled for a while because Glenn the cheater.
No, I definitely would put it on Facebook or Instagram, but I wouldn't put it like that. I'd be like, don't ask me about him.
I don't know that man. I thought I did.
I know him.
I thought I knew him, but I don't know him. Right? And then I'll be honest, at that point, if she put it out there, I would have to come and I had to do a Rashid live, you know what I'm saying? and tell the story. You know, I'd just be like, hey, this will happen. But again, so to answer that question,
in this situation.
Yeah, in that situation, I probably would. I mean,
yeah. I don't know.
I definitely wouldn't want to find out on TV. And
definitely
that's
not.
the part that hurts my feelings the most for Allan, because he really did like her.
He did. He really did. I was gonna go back to the text messages. I was gonna say, I didn't appreciate the way like Michelle is really dictating and giving orders, because Madison goes to get her messages and she's in her Instagram. Check your DMs. First of all, stop telling me what to do. Oh, look, it came up in recents. And then she says, oh, well, while we in the phone, we might as well check the text messages. I would have really been like, what? You don't tell me what to do. Look, I offer my phone. I'm going to show you what I want to show you. You don't tell me when to go where or none of that.
I'd be like, don't offer me your phone if you know you lying.
Because
then I probably would have been like, his name came up in all of these instances. Who is the David you talking about? Can I read that?
Right. And it's like the whole thing. Like, I was just like Tommy said, but I'm using it for Michelle. I really feel like the way Michelle went about this was so diabolical. Like you, I don't know, like she was the orchestrator. Like I'm getting ready to pull this building down brick by brick.
I don't blame
and for
her.
What I blame, but I'm gonna tell you why I blame her. I don't blame her. Guess what? Just take it as the man is lying. And if between y'all two you find out it's Madison, okay, you know what I'm saying? But you don't like him. You don't like him. And so you really just want to ruin his character. And you want this to be the reason. You want to try to blame it on women's intuition. You want to say, I knew it was something wrong with him. No, you didn't. You didn't know it was
At the
that.
ending, she said, do you still think you're a good guy?
Right. That shows what
I'm not
her
gonna say that I'm a bad person.
Right.
Hey,
even that conversation they had outside. Are you trying to blame me? Are you blaming me for this?
You can't blame. You can't. A person cheats because they want to cheat, not because their spouse didn't do some things with them. Because you still made a decision to step out on your marriage. I get it. He should have been man enough to have a conversation with Michelle, the one he had when he got caught. He should have had that earlier. Hey, you're not doing this. You're not doing this. This is how I feel. This is what I think is going on. I'm getting I'm getting conversation with other people, but he lied. So it has to be the lie. If you're having a problem in your relationship, be honest in the relationship. Don't sneak around to the person next door, right? And so what happens, even though she did not like him like that, even the person you don't like, nobody wants to be cheated on. Nobody wants to be feel that way. So I'm not saying that Michelle was right. I'm not saying David's not right for cheating on Michelle, even the way she treated him, right? And I know it's a marriage first sight marriage and it's TV, but as a man, right? As a man, you can say, guess what? This ain't working, or I'm not being treated like this. Because guess what? David he know how to communicate, because he communicated with Madison his needs, right? He's communicated with Madison what he likes. He communicated with Madison what he wants. So communicate with Michelle and say, hey, I'm starting to have feelings for somebody else. Or Michelle, hey, by the way, you're not spending much time with me and I need the help. If you really wanted to work on the marriage, and if you really wanted to, we need to talk to Pastor Cal now. We need to talk to Dr. Pepper now. We need to get all the process in here. Do you want to be with me? I mean, that means just how I'm straightforward. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. And so when Michelle, she's digging into this, any woman, women go through text messages. If you think your husband cheating, you can call his friends. You can call the people he hang out with. You're gonna try to find somebody that can collaborate your story.
Let me flip it for you. So let's get a married couple that maybe the woman suspects her husband is cheating. Guess what? If she got a side piece and she don't really like him anyway, she do not care. She don't care. Guess what? That's how I would be. Oh, you talking to somebody else? I ain't like you anyway.
But
ain't no skin off my back.
We're talking about Michelle here. We're talking about one who's.
But you said any woman, and I'm telling you, for me, I would be like, bump that. You know what? Like, forget that N-word. I'd be like, forget. No, for real. If you, I don't care. Like if I
don't like you, I don't care that you're talking to somebody else. It's just whatever.
But see, her personality, she cared. She cared about her image on this. She wanted to care.
I don't disagree with you.
And so
but
that's why she's really
digging. Most people, when I don't care. Like, I don't even like him. You can have him with his lopsided ponytail, that raggedy beard. I'ma run it all down because I don't care. You think you doing something? You ain't hurt me. You know, I'd have ran it all down. I don't care. You lied. Matter of fact, I know you lied. You ain't even got to tell me you lied. Because what you said was stupid. I know you lied. And guess what? Good luck with whoever you got with.
Yeah. Can't complain.
Artika would be like, if you you can find somebody. If your relationship in real life, I'm not saying that's not real life, but in real life, if two spouses is really not feeling each other, and the other one, 9 times out of 10, and they find out the other one cheat, and they're like, man, now they will use that as, well, here go my out. You know what I'm saying? But overall, it's like,
this is her out, because
I wasn't feeling you anyway.
That's the thing, though. If I'm not mistaken, one of the times they sat down with the experts, they were asked directly, did they want to continue? And if you was cheating on her and she didn't like you, why didn't y'all just say no and take everybody out of their misery?
That's the same thing I said, Artika. I was like, they had every chance. They did. They asked them. And she was like, I'm going to try. I'm going to do better. You know what I'm saying? No. From Madison and Allan, same thing. MM and Ikechi, same thing.
And
Y'all
that's the
had
thing. It's like Ikechi, Madison, and Michelle had all checked out of these relationships.
Yep.
It
Yep.
should have been an honest no when they were all ex.
Yep.
I remember Dr. Pia asked MM and Ikechi, and MM is like, yeah, I'm still willing to pursue this. And he's like, I guess, bruh, you could have just said no. You knew you didn't want to do this. Let's see,
Yeah.
if every couple that wasn't going to work stopped on the show, we would be down to only one couple 5 weeks ago.
You right. You right.
Didi, I got questions.
Oh, Didi said, I just found out my sibling is cheating with a married person, and I am nervous.
Man, I feel like, what was we talking about? I'm sorry, guys.
We was talking about Madison, talking about Michelle, even though Michelle didn't like David, right? Should David have told Michelle from the get-go, hey, expressed his feelings to her, and maybe this whole thing would have stopped? Should he express his feelings like, hey, this is how I feel. You're not treating me like XYZ, and I need this to change in order for us to continue.
Yeah, he had to say something. Like it's like, just think about it in your marriage. You can't sit up there and give a facade about one thing and then expect something else. You sitting up here saying, well, I'm cool with this, I'm cool with that, and it ain't you're not saying I'm not getting this. Because that was the thing I told Artika. I was like, if it's okay, because we're not gonna say David and Allan are friends.
Right.
We're not gonna say that.
Because they've only known each other 8 weeks at this point.
Right. So but we can say, okay, I understand that you're married and I'm married. When we realize that what we were doing, we're going too far, you have to back that thing up. You have to say, you deal with your husband, I deal with my wife, and at the end, if we decide not to say yes, then we can kind of pursue what we're doing. Because I mean, like, that's, for me, that's an adult approach to it. You know that you're wrong. Don't overstep the line. And once you go over that line, now you have decisions to make. That's why I said for her it is diabolical, because you led this dude like the Pied Piper. You led him like you the Pied Piper for 7 weeks for this man trying to figure it out. Because again, I'm assuming that they started at the honeymoon. So again, 7 weeks you've led this man on. For David, 7 weeks you've just been letting this girl say whatever, do whatever, and you haven't even been trying. And the point of him not trying was, you're not speaking up for yourself. You're not saying, hey, I'm not getting what I needed.
They ended it with, well, we had a good day the other day. We talked for like 20 minutes.
Like, what type of mess is that?
Right.
They should have been called out on that. I'm pretty sure. Who's they talking to then? Dr. Pepper?
I think so. She was like, what else?
Like, more conversation. They should have saw that this wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah, and that's what I think too. That his 20 minutes, you and Madison was on the treadmill for 20 minutes, right? I think, to go to Tommy's point, when they was on the treadmill, they probably looked at each other like, dang, we should have been matched, right? So the question I got on Twitter now, do you think, on Instagram or YouTube, sorry, one of these things. I'll pick one of these things.
Social media.
He's somewhere.
Somewhere, right? I'm somewhere out there. Hey, do you guys think the experts should have matched Madison and David from the get-go? And if they did match them from the beginning, would they be a marriage that we say, you know what, this works?
Nope.
I can't say.
I don't think so.
Because the thing is, it's like, what am I gonna? I don't have enough information about how they are in working relationships.
Right.
I would say no, because it's much easier to trauma bond with a person and fall for them through the trauma bonds than it is you to be placed together and organically be like, all right, we could work at this. And I say that because the whole thing with Allan allegedly was, he's not my type. from what she has said, David's not her type either.
Mhm.
Right.
So, would she have been just as repulsed from Allan to David? But if you're just my friend, I don't have to be physically attracted to you in the beginning.
Mhm.
That attraction can grow over time.
Yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
then I could be like, all right, he kind of cute. Whatever.
You squint real hard.
Yeah, you squint real hard. You put
Open one
ponytail to the
eye.
side. You be like,
Look
I
at him
mean,
sideways.
it's cool. He still
Preach.
live at home with his parents. It's cool. He still smokes cigarettes. Okay. My
He got a
friend,
filthy mouth. He got a filthy mouth. I got a filthy mouth. I mean,
they mouths could be filthy together.
Man, she man, it's again, we had this conversation weeks ago, but when we was talking about cheating, I personally think cheating is worse when it comes to women than it's still bad. Like if we was on the scale of 1 to 10, cheating for women is 10 and cheating for men is like 9.78.
Let's not start.
You know what I'm saying? It's still
Let's not
bad,
start this
but
today.
it's like
This is an ongoing conversation in my household.
but
Let's
it's
not start this today.
it just for me. I say it for me, in my opinion, IMO. But I just if they got together if they were chosen to be together from the jump, it's just for me, it's just hard to say because it's like you said nothing. The only difference between Allan or that we saw that Allan didn't do, well, actually he did, he tried, that David did, was that they worked out on the treadmill together. They like actually had the conversations together and stuff like that. But as far as them as a couple, man, David didn't speak up enough in his relationship because David knew it was over after the honeymoon.
Well, you made me lay on the couch on the honeymoon.
Yeah.
And
Right.
then you get frustrated with me. Like he got so frustrated with her that he was just like, all right.
But didn't he take a walk and sleep on the beach one night too?
Mhm.
Didn't
He
David
did?
sleep I think David slept on the beach one night or slept out on a chair, whatever he did. He was out late sleeping on the
Yeah.
beach.
When he got the wings.
Yeah, on the honeymoon. He was out.
Yeah,
He
he
got
was out there partying.
Yeah. But
I
it's
think so,
like
too.
it's weird for like to look at the whole situation because why would y'all think that was right?
They knew it wasn't right. That's why they lied.
What's the song? Backstabbers. You smile in the face.
All the time they want to take your place.
Backstab.
Backstab.
You're quiet.
Backstabber.
You know, that's what essentially was, man. So I look at David, and we'll get to, you know, Michelle tells, Madison and David had this conversation on the couch, right? And he's chilling like he was asleep. We all know it's fake. We all know she lied about her cell phone. The producer Jay had to come to her and get this whole thing situated. She's like, well, I thought so. I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. I ain't want to hurt nobody. Well, first of all, when you say that, you should have said no. Right? No. When somebody, do you guys think the producers made them come clean, or did they come clean? Because here it is. They had lied for 8 weeks, right? So who
Jay
made
was
them?
like, y'all need to figure this out.
This is what I thought. When she said that, I was like, what type of dummy are you?
Yeah.
And it's like, y'all talked about this lie. When David sent the text message out, David also told you in person, this is what we're gonna do. You know, and both of them, if you notice at the dinner table, both of them were like trying to cut the conversation off. They would all
She got up and said she was leaving.
Yeah. She openly got upset about it. So we know that they talked about what to do in this situation. They didn't know how persistent Michelle was going to be.
That's it right there.
That was the variable in the whole situation. But they was like, deny it until and he said he told her about Tiffany.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if her name is Madison Tiffany.
I don't know. That'll be crazy.
Or if Tiffany's like her fake going out.
That'll be so. That'll be like.
It sounds right.
It's like Sasha Fierce, man. It's her party name.
Right. That'll be so stupid if that is. But it's like I feel like they talked about it. They came up with a plan, and they plan failed because it was dumb and she couldn't hold on to it. You know, it's like on the first 48 when they be like in the room and they they be like such and such, you know, we're gonna have to do this, and then they be like, yeah, so I'm gonna tell you everything because they can't take the pressure anymore.
They crumble under pressure.
Yeah, but even that be so stupid to me. Like, y'all ain't watching no TV shows about lawyer. Right, y'all haven't watched no Law and Order. You ain't seen no movies. You just out there just talking, and you won't say lawyer.
Right. Right.
One word, like you don't see. You probably even watch the first 48. I think people that's on first 48 probably watch first 48, right? And you still don't say lawyer.
Lawyer, please.
One word.
One word. It's just one word.
2 syllables. Lawyer.
That's it. Lawyer. So that's my thing. Like, I just didn't. I told Jack when I saw this, I'm like, you'd have kept this lie up the whole retreat. What made you spill the beans now? Like, man, what pressure is it? You could have kept. You could have rolled Tommy. You could have rolled this home.
That kitchen got hot, man.
I mean, and look, and I think Michelle that cracked. I think Madison cracked because David. If you look at David, he's in his room chilling. David stayed away from the heat the whole time.
It's most definitely Madison that cracked because she hasn't had a good poker face. Like every time the camera pans to her when something happens, she'd be like,
you know, I gotta say this now, but it's not pertaining to what we talking about currently. But when Allan came in and hit the cabinet and threw the cup and all that,
listen,
she looked like that little mean baby that like come in. Like, nope.
She said, you think Allan want to talk? Nope, not to nope.
MM said no, he does not.
Tommy, I knew it, but I knew it outside when David and Allan was talking, and I was like, first of all, that's crappy. Y'all Madison got let off the hook. She should have went to talk to her husband, not that man talking to. No, and then he still fabricated what he said instead of saying, you know, we've been messing with each other. You still gave a lie. But I watched.
What does connection mean? Because I was lost with the connection.
Yeah.
Like, what does connection mean?
They watched Ready to Love before they fail. You know, that's their favorite word on there.
Yeah. Like, does connection mean y'all been kissing? Does connection mean y'all just been chatting and talking on the phone? Does connection mean, well, he said he ain't effort. So that's what David said, you know, when Allan asked, like, did you effort? Allan like, David like, no. So what does, to me, define connection, and it tells me how deep the cheating is. Now, it's still cheating, but tell me, define the connection.
I think at that point for Allan, it wasn't even so much. Yeah, of course it was the cheating, but it was, I poured my heart out to this heifer. Mm-hmm. I told her if she wasn't feeling it to let me know, and she dragged me. And like I said, I could see Allan at that fire, outside that fire pit. I said, Allan about the white boy crash out. I said, was that a White Claw he put in his cup?
It was a White Claw.
Oh my God. I said, he about the white boy crash out.
He poured it in the cup. When he was like, can I talk to you for a minute? He was like,
I mean, he liked it. He as well. Yeah, it was like, I think he really wanted to throw that aluminum can once he poured it in the cup, and he didn't. And when they sat outside, yeah, I saw him. I was like, bro, he about to wild out. If he was anybody besides Allan, I promise.
Jack
it would have went totally different.
I said, they're sitting close to that fire, bro. Like,
listen, let me see if that ponytail is flammable.
Yo, my hat's off to Allan. My hat's off to Allan because he held his composure. Because there's no way in the world, Tommy, could you sit there next to a dude say, you know what, me and Artika, we got a connection.
Were those chairs nailed down?
I don't know, they nailed down.
I promise you, I would have knocked the chair over. When I walked out,
I would have owed some money.
He was like, man, my girl, your girl, she feels me, she understands me. It wouldn't have been too many. She feels you, she understands.
Allan said, "F her and F you."
Yeah, hey, David would have got to my girl knows more, and then he'd have been asleep.
Well, I don't know that Allan would have been able
him everything I got with his right hand. He would have got everything. He'd have been out there asleep.
Agree with you. I don't know that Allan could have actually taken David.
But I would have tried.
Oh
Hey.
yeah, we would have been rumbling in that.
Look, I might have not been able to take him, but while he's sitting in that chair, he would have got snuck.
Yeah, he wouldn't have never seen it coming.
Listen,
It coming.
What they do, Allan, this is what you do. You get the upper hand. Allan, stand up on him. You don't give him a chance to stand up, and while you up, you get him.
He's not well enough, you know.
Or while you up, you get him.
Or before, if he would have said, knowing myself, and he would have said, "I need to talk to you," I'd have said, "Nah, I need to talk to Madison. If you coming down here to talk to me,
Right.
I need to talk to Madison.
I need you to go get Madison."
Right.
Yeah, because we have nothing to talk about. Because at that point, he knew what was going on.
Yeah.
And Juan knew because Juan went the other way. He like.
Juan said,
Deuces.
One should have went out there with them.
First off, one
to be a buffer.
One was high.
Yo, Carla and Juan had to smoke. They were good.
Carla was like, I ain't cheating on nobody. Ain't nobody cheating on me. I'm gonna get out here and sing this song with this guitar.
And it's legal in Chicago too.
Wanna hear it? Here you go.
Listen, cousin Hubert in the chat, he said, I ain't fighting over no woman who ain't kissed me in 7 weeks. At this point, I'm not fighting over the woman. I'm fighting you because the nerve of you to come in my face talking like this about me and you, bruh. That's disrespectful. That is so disrespectful.
It is. I thought I was
so
the
disrespectful.
only person that thought that. Like, why is he out here talking to him about? Like, you can't just sit up here and tell me you got feelings for my girl and don't expect nothing in return.
Man,
you finna get these hands the Lord has given me, man.
And he's
all of it.
He is the only person in this whole foursome that was invested in a relationship.
Absolutely.
Hey, I hope in my mind, I'm like, man, I hope this dude ain't taking the tags off these clothes.
He did because he had them on.
He had the jacket on. That jacket was nice though.
Yes.
His credit card bill is looking hard.
Yeah, but for real though, like we are throwing hands. I'm sorry, because I be like Tommy said, no, go get Madison. I do not want to talk to you. I'm not talking to you. Yeah. I'm not talking to you. Like, you have nothing to say to me. Because, like you said, at that point, Allison knew what time. I mean, Allison. Allan knew what time it was.
Change that man wholesale.
Shut up. Allan knew what time it was. Yeah. He knew what time it was. And I'd be like, I'm not talking to you. Go get, like Alice said later, get the BICTH in that order and let her say it to me.
Mm-hmm.
Let her say it to me.
That's
he was hot. He said, I spent $3,000 on clothes for that beat.
All right, all he saw was his credit card statement.
His credit card payment. He had the vision line and the smile, and he should have took that boy. But you know, that's the hurting part because
he was the only one invested.
It was a one-sided relationship. He was so invested that she wasn't invested in back. And so when he sat on the step and told Michelle, he said, I really like this girl. I'm really involved. I really want to be with this girl.
And that's why I said Michelle was dead wrong the way she talked to him in that kitchen. Because that was after they had the conversation on the steps. She knew his heart was invested. Mm-hmm. And she just played in that man's head and put that worm in there, and he couldn't get it out. He couldn't get it out.
But I like the fact her Madison, like,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean for it.
I hope I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not right. And
then didn't even come outside to console him.
No.
When everything happened, because she was right there looking dumb in the hallway.
She ain't say, Allan, I'm sorry. She ain't say nothing.
No, she said, Allan, I'm sorry, but you were not sorry.
Hey,
you a sorry person, but you're not sorry.
This is what I laughed at because I had to watch the after party. I laughed at Camille and Thomas in the bed sleep at 10:30. Like,
right.
Oh, that's what you said. That I told my husband when he said David was in the bed sleep when Madison came to have a conversation with him. He said he wasn't asleep. This is what I said. I said he probably was trying to go to sleep. He's trying to sleep it off, and maybe if I just go to sleep, and I get up in the morning, it'll be something like I'm gonna sleep the day away. That's what he was
because
hoping.
he work at night, so he shouldn't have been tired.
He should have tired. That's what I said.
That's why I said he wasn't tired. If he was asleep, it was on purpose. Let me go in here. I'm gonna evade. I'm gonna fly under the radar.
But it goes back to my point I said earlier. David was willing to take this to his grave. Madison wasn't. David was willing to take this back to wherever. Like, man, Michelle, you crazy.
Madison's feelings get hurt too easy for the BS that she be on, because she got called transactional and said, I thought that you were that way. I don't think that now. And she boo-hooed and cried.
Right.
She got so mad she had to go out and be transactional.
And then she proved this point.
Right.
She proved this point.
Like, I thought you was this way, and then turns out
you really are
this way.
You're really this way. But you just don't want nobody to hear. You don't want nobody to say it, but you're really that way.
I promise I would have had a good time on the rest of this couples retreat. We'll handle this when we get back to these apartments. They didn't have to expose it right then. They didn't have to have all them conversations. We didn't have to do none of that. I'd have been like, think what you think, sis. Keep thinking that, Michelle. And then once we got home,
like I told you,
then I'll let you know.
Producer
right
Jay
here.
should get a raise. He's the MVP. Whatever he is, he made Madison feel
and
something.
Jay was just like, so is it true?
And she
I'm
said,
like,
I don't know.
You wouldn't even hold it to say,
I don't know.
I didn't mean to hurt anybody. And I was like, oh. And then for you to say, I didn't mean to hurt anybody, and for you and David to have a conversation where y'all just now exposing that y'all like each other. So how was anybody hurt? Nobody knew.
So who's my man? Montre, what's his name?
Because if I just like you, and I haven't expressed to you that I like you, and nothing has happened between us, I ain't hurt nobody.
Nope.
I ain't hurt nobody.
Nope.
So she, like I told you, it was a lot of Easter eggs. She told her herself. And then if Jay doesn't go to her, or, you know, with my man Montre, what his name, the old producer,
that was the other one.
Other producer, you know, if they don't do their job, and this is their job, we don't get this. And so he's doing a job, because I think she was, you can tell she was cracking when she got up. She was cracking in the kitchen, be quiet.
With that stupid laugh.
She was cracking with the giggle, ha 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 he he. But the more Michelle pressured, the more she pushes, like the first 48, Tommy, the more they start interrogating you, you don't say lawyer, the more you gonna crack.
You're gonna crack, man.
Right? You should be like lawyer.
In a room in a t-shirt, and they dropped the temperature down to 22 degrees.
22 degrees.
And she was like, all right, you got me.
She got me.
What else you want to know?
She wasn't even in the room with the one little light hanging over you in dark. She wasn't handcuffed to the table or nothing.
Nothing.
And she gave up the information, gave up the goods. Don't do anything with Madison, y'all. She could tell you.
You definitely get into. All right, y'all. They found us. They got us.
Yeah, they got us. Y'all can come out. Come on out.
They got us, y'all.
Got us. I wouldn't with you. Got us. What?
Got us. Oh, you
talking about us.
I don't know what she talking about.
Know what she talking about?
I have no idea.
Not there, sir.
Check my location. Let me stop. But that's what she was, man. And then she punked when Michelle well, we're gonna talk. What she said? She said, "Are you gonna come in with guns a-blazing?"
Michelle came in there after. First of all, she punked David. She was like, "You got something you want to say to me, man?" When I tell you, Michelle had a big pair of cojones, man. Them things was big.
She's like, now you want to say
something?
She was
fronting everybody. You got something you want to say to me? And then she goes to Madison. Oh, we got to talk. Madison was like, you came in here with guns a-blazing. Michelle was like, that's right. Let's get it. I'm telling you, if it was a sister, it would have went completely different. Because I don't care what I did wrong. What you not going to do is roll up on me like that.
No, you're not.
Mm-mm.
No, you're not.
Yeah,
that's the issue I have with Michelle.
Yeah.
I was like, Michelle, like, this is a facade that you're putting on.
Yeah.
You're justified in the fact that the man that you didn't like you, and he proved it with somebody else's wife. At this point, when you find out the truth, your next thing is not to talk to them, because they ain't nothing, right?
Right.
You console Allan. You do what you can to make it better for Allan, because I mean, like, at the end of the day, Allan is the one that's hurt by this whole situation, because everybody else has a benefit. Now Michelle knows, okay, I can say no, and I'm justified in my no. David and Madison are together. They're happy. Allan is the one left out because he gonna put his all into this process that never had a shot of working because Madison's time and effort in thinking about trying to get with him was spent with David.
Yep.
Like those times that she's like Allan getting on her nerves or fussing and fighting with Allan and stuff, she's thinking about David.
Yep.
She's thinking about what can me and David be doing? What if David was here at this time and not Allan? And those thoughts take away from her really trying to get to know Allan better.
Yep.
So it's like, man, this man all around loses. And her thing is she want to not confront the people that like she know what was up. Like that's stupid to me.
Yeah.
That's like putting gasoline on the fire. For what? So it's that's when my heart goes out to Allan because he tried.
Yep.
He truly
really
tried.
Lost it. Yeah, and he really lost it. I was so sad. Like I wouldn't want nobody to have me on film for the rest of eternity. Just break down like Allan broke down. Like he really broke down to the point where they try to convince him not to drink and not to drive after he been drinking.
Yeah.
He was like,
I don't know what narrative she's trying to throw, but I don't do that.
Yeah.
I ain't stupid.
I'm saying,
I ain't stupid.
they scared for his life. I was like, dang, that like he really had a meltdown. And I mean, I appreciate MM and Juan going to try to talk some sense into him, but even a little bit them talking to him, I was like, bro, he not trying to hear that.
I was like, let that man talk, let that man vent.
Yeah.
I don't understand why Juan was like, whoa, let's be respectful. Man, they haven't respected him this whole time.
But Juan has been that person.
He has. Yeah.
So that is just his personality.
He has, but I was like, Juan, you need to shut up.
Right. Let that man have his moment.
Keep your integrity in character. Keep your integrity in character.
Yeah, let him have his moment. On the after party, Juan said that he spoke to him like that and tried to, bring him down. He said, because I was in therapy and I did a whole lot of work and all like that. And I was like, I feel like Tommy, like you said, let that man talk. Let him get it out.
Get it out.
If you want to scream, I'd have been the person. If you want to scream, if you want to throw something, look, let's go throw something.
Just don't throw it in this Airbnb. Don't kick no more cabinets in this Airbnb. That we ain't paying. Anything you break is coming out of your check. So you can do whatever you want. You make sure it's outside.
Yeah.
You buy it.
Yeah, you break, you buy.
Yeah, you break, you buy.
That's the thing that was heartbreaking there. It was crazy. But Michelle got what she wanted.
Mm-hmm.
She did.
Well, no, she didn't get what she wanted.
No.
She wanted to be vindicated with him saying all those things and that he apologizes and all of this. And he was just like, I still don't like you and you still don't like me.
Right.
Get out my face. That's the thing that she missed is that like he still has the same like now he's willing to express his feelings towards her.
Well,
she was mad about that on the after party. She was like, he was gonna walk past me, he won't go say nothing. Cause like you said, RT, at this point, he like, forget you. I ain't got the front no more. Like, get out of my face.
His front was not for her. His front was to protect Madison.
Mm-hmm.
Right? His front was never to protect Michelle. He didn't care about Michelle. He cared more about Madison's reputation.
No, he cared about his too.
He cared more about Madison. He didn't want to because when they was at the table, he didn't want to go get on Madison, right? He didn't want it to be on Madison. He wanted to make sure that Madison came out clean. So he takes the ownership on this now. Yeah, I cheated. I blah, blah, blah. It was me. I did this. So he still wanted to protect Madison in this whole thing because he cares more about Madison than he did Michelle. Which, hey, in a world outside of Married at First Sight, him and Madison might be together, right? Mm-hmm. They have things in common. Him and Michelle come from two different circles. Do you blame the experts because the experts didn't match the right people?
I don't.
No.
Artika addressed that before. Tommy was talking about that. We don't know if they would even match them because we don't know what they put down. That we know what Michelle put down because they pull her whole card. They pulled the video and everything. We don't know if they would have matched on.
So will you think the experts gonna be mad next week because these people cheated?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't even think they're going to be mad because they cheated. I think they're going to be mad because they lied.
I think they're gonna be mad because they cheated and lied.
Yeah.
But the cheating part of it is, as we like to say, you can't help who you love.
No, like,
who you
man,
like,
forget
but
all that.
I know that. I know that, obviously. But from the standpoint of, we have asked you time and time again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have lied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had you not lied, y'all could have literally both ended your relationships and been together.
Yeah.
But we're talking about 30-year-olds who should be mature enough to say, all right, I'm gonna step away from this situation because this situation is gonna get me into trouble. Alice origin story.
I don't think anybody has given Michelle any slack this entire season. Like,
No.
she thought that this would vindicate her and make her look differently, and we still like, nope, don't like her.
No.
Nope.
Like, it's almost like we're taking the approach of, or we have to take the approach of, like, you showed us what you are.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we believe, and that's it with Michelle. Because for me, in my opinion, Michelle was completely wrong for pressing the issue at this thing,
knowing she didn't want this man,
knowing she didn't want him, but knowing it was gonna hurt Allan,
and knowing we're gonna mess everybody else's retreat up because this was gonna be what everybody gonna talk about.
Yeah,
like,
this is the only thing they're gonna talk about.
Like, so at this retreat is about relaxing and connecting and bonding. Well, how do you talk about anything else after this?
You don't. You talk about this, and then
you wake up in the morning. I know me and Jack would have been like, "Hey, we'd have talked about this all night." We'd have woke up the next morning and talking about, "Dang, y'all see how Allan acted?
Look,
like, David, you pissed. Like, David, you wrong. Like, I want to see
right.
I want to see which castmates, or I guess you call them castmates. What do you want?
Camille.
What castmates on the show?
Camille and Thomas.
Call David and Madison out.
Camille and definitely.
No, Carla called her out.
Yeah.
To her face, I think on the preview they showed. But man, this,
because they even lied to Carla when they that night that the text message happened, because it was like they tried to make it seem like David just showed up and then they disappeared.
Mm-hmm. And she lost her phone.
Mm-hmm.
Man, what you said, it's definitely gonna be a breakfast in
Camille gonna be like, I don't make eggs for cheaters.
Like, because what he
no, I'm sorry, Tommy. Allan cooked the food.
Ain't nobody
eating. When he was cooking, when he was talking to the old girl,
Michelle.
Yeah, ain't nobody eating now. Everybody going hungry.
He was throwing down too.
And
right.
Be like,
I'm sorry, you was about to say something.
Hope y'all good.
Right. You were saying something, Tommy, though. Sorry.
No, I'm saying this. It's like, man, you got to sit up there and you got to face these folks knowing that they like you wrong. Knowing that they like, golly, how you do my boy like that?
Right.
You know? So it's like, now you have to sit up there. They going to be at breakfast. Everybody has slept on this. Allan has punched a hole in something. They got to clean up something because he threw his drink
Carla
down.
found some additional energy.
Right. She got her crystals and everything.
She got her herbal energy.
Right.
Came up.
Listen, I can see Carla now telling Juan, I told you I should have brought my sage. I'm so glad I brought my sage. I can hear her now.
I would have saged the whole energy because the energy is just, Juan, the energy is just off. It's just off, Juan. The energy is off. Whatever they were smoking outside when they were playing the guitar.
Do you think this situation makes Juan and Carla closer? Because they start to appreciate each other a little bit more because they don't have to go through.
I think we saw that a little bit when they were out by the fire pit and we see him break out his guitar, which we haven't seen him pull out since the beginning. And he makes up that whack song and she out there vibing. I really do think they was on that za.
On the hippie lettuce, man. The hippie.
They was doing something.
Yeah,
They had some herbs out
you
there.
could definitely look at Carla's face and see it. You can see
The
it
eyes was them eyes was closed.
You mean Madison? Madison, when she talked to Michelle, you mean they're doing what? They were cheating.
That's funny, man. But
So
now
I'm excited about Tuesday night to see where this transpires, to see what the experts talk about, to see what the rest of the people talk about. I feel for Allan. I want to see what Allan has done since he's been home, how he recovered.
Because he wasn't in the preview, was he?
Oh, he was. He burnt their wedding picture on the stove.
Oh yeah. We saw that part, but I'm curious to see.
I hear this. Does Madison come back to the apartment?
Not when he there.
No,
she definitely gonna have production intervention.
Yeah, Madison has to have a conversation with him though.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm waiting to see. Is like when does that conversation happen?
Man,
because she still has not talked to this man.
Not talked to. Right. We might see her moving with David, moving with her, dog.
No,
it might be David might move into her apartment.
Now that would just be utterly ridiculous. We're not doing that.
David might move into her apartment like this. He can't go back to the apartment with Michelle, and she definitely can't go back to the apartment with Allan.
Yeah, nah. I think when they sit down with the
and they open it free now
with the experts,
David would be more. He would have an easier chance of going to the apartment because all he got to do is hear her mouth because she's gonna continue trying to make her point as he's packing up his stuff.
Well, she don't have a point at this point.
I know she doesn't, but she's gonna try to continue making one.
Her crusade is over.
Mm-hmm.
Like your crusade, your stuff that everybody knows, your crusade is over. Shoot, matter of fact, at this point, David can take over the apartment and Madison move in and everybody be cool. Because Michelle ain't coming back to that because she took her stuff last time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Could you imagine her walking into that apartment and Madison is there like, hey, what's up, girl?
So
that's gonna be a fight.
Let me ask y'all this, because I think can Madison actually expect them to respect her on the show?
Absolutely.
No. Because no, they can't. Because what decision day do we have now, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got Camilla Thomas.
Camilla Thomas and Carla Juan.
Because there's no way. There's no. Come on, there's no coming back for this. Like, why they even coming to decision day? Like, why are we even having a decision day for these two?
Decision made
for these two couples.
I really
hear this. I will cut my TV off if one of these experts talking about we're gonna work this thing out.
Yeah,
I will cut my TV off. And look, if somebody fix their lips and say, "Why don't y'all work this out?" I'll be hot.
Yeah,
I might go live just that night.
I feel like
Dr.
P is absolutely
what?
Dr. P is absolutely gonna call them on their BS.
Yeah.
Especially now that we know she was pregnant then too. I ain't got time for it.
Right.
Don't lie to me. I'm sick of it.
Yeah. Man, I'll be highly upset if they talk about, I think y'all should go, y'all should what?
That'll tell us we gonna have new experts on Peacock.
I see why y'all moving to Peacock.
Right. We getting all new people here.
Well, the Peacock move, just bring everybody in because y'all on some dumb stuff.
Y'all tripping.
Right.
Y'all tripping talking about y'all should be together. No, this is just
so it's funny. Because I am curious to see if they then match them, because all season we've been talking about a couple swap. And so do they actually get them to go through somewhat of a process?
No.
There's only 7 days left by the time they get back. I think it's like 6 days.
A strict deadline on production. Y'all be lying. Go find something else to do.
This probably gonna be the first time I see where they are now. The little time period.
Yeah.
Reunion. I'll watch it now just to see where these guys at.
Filter through the mess, man.
I don't think they would condone this at all, because you can't just be making your own couples. That defeats the purpose of this. You can do what
Like,
you want to
you
after
could have done
production.
another show.
Right. You
Right.
can do whatever you want to after production. But like you're infringing on this. No, what? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Hey, do you guys rank David up there with one of the most hated husbands now?
No.
Can you
Yep.
put David? Can you put David in that list?
It's hard. I want to say yeah, but I want to say no at the same time, just because David was put in a position where David went wrong was
Not telling the truth.
not telling the truth,
Yeah.
but also if it was a single girl that was not on the show, I'll be 100% behind David because of Michelle. But because it was Madison and Allan was affected by this, like Madison is in a relationship, that's never right.
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 You know, so it's like him reaching out for affection from another girl. No, I don't think he was wrong in that situation. In the terms of married at first sight, not in the terms of marriage, but just in the terms of him not truly knowing who this girl is. And there's no chance of them even getting to know each other.
To use America's favorite new buzzword, diabolical. The most diabolical
That
part
was
of
beef.
this.
I made that up.
No, you didn't. The most diabolical part of this is David sitting down with this man.
Yeah.
And then
In a boxing
saying,
ring.
no. I'm talking about the fire pit before everything happened.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm just trying to get some tender love and care, bro.
That is
About this man's wife.
about his wife.
Diabolical.
And he didn't even know. He was
He
talking
didn't
about
know
yours.
that.
No, at that point he didn't know. This
At that point, he didn't know.
was before she confronted Madison about it and everything. Like it happened early in the
Really?
episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Diabolical.
Yeah.
Diabolical.
Both
Hey.
of them, man. Both of
Here it is. Yo, he was saying, yo, your cousin's fun. He said, hey, look, he said, David and Madison. Madison has been a good couple of the last 4 seasons of this show.
Not gonna get him that. I don't know who's the best. What's the last 4 seasons?
I don't know.
I don't know. But
Let's
to
see.
answer your
You had-
question, yeah.
Let's say you had this season, you had Denver, then we had Tennessee, then we had Houston. No, San Diego, then Houston. So you know what? You're right. I ain't saying a lot to you,
They're gonna
dog.
be the most memorable
They can be most memorable.
Yeah.
for sure.
Because
For your question, as
Yeah.
far as should David be ranked in the worst husband, I think I wouldn't put him when you look at the company that he's in, like with Chris.
Yeah.
Who else are we putting in? Zach.
Ikechi,
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Like that's how
Luke.
I might will put Ikechi in there because when I'm thinking worst husbands, I'm talking about the ones that really treated their wife like really bad. And David lied. Lied. I say Chris. Yeah, Chris is one of the worst.
Ooh,
But-
Ikechi got. Oh,
Oh no, but we talking about David.
all right.
We talking about David. I would put Ikechi in there because when I'm thinking worst husbands, I'm talking about the ones that treated their wife the worst and did them like the dirtiest and was the most. If I had to rank, if I could break rank and put a woman in there, I would put Michelle in there. With she ranks in there with what them husbands did.
Now, don't forget Allison, or what's her name?
Alyssa.
Alyssa.
Yeah.
I'm a good person. Don't
Alyssa's
forget her.
top tier trash wife.
No, hey, and that's another show, y'all. That's another show we can do. We're gonna do a top. We're gonna do a top. You know, worst husband.
But
I'm
yeah,
scrolling back. I'm at season 16 now, going backwards, and I'm like,
yeah.
Thank you.
I wouldn't compare David with Chris at all because Chris told that lady to her face. He said maybe if I get some.
We have literally only had one couple to say yes on decision day and still be married,
and that's Chris and Nicole, right?
Who is Chris and Nicole?
The girl
From
that they said
Tennessee.
looked like Louisa.
From Tennessee.
I'm the strong one.
Oh, they still together?
Yeah.
Yeah, they still
Yeah,
together.
Oh,
together.
They still together.
that's good. That's good.
They still together. So I just asked the question because of this. But
Chris called Paige ugly to her face. He really did.
But
And
she still gave
still
her.
was like, God told me.
She still was like opening. She was giving them some still.
I looked at my Facebook memories the other day and I was like, Paige is putting way too much on God.
Yeah,
He did not tell you all this.
Listen, and the best line, and not the best line, but that Joker said all these Hispanic queens, all these other queens in Atlanta, and this what you bring me.
He sounded like the guy off of Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. He was like, this beautiful white queen.
Wow.
He said all these other queens, and this is you bring. He ran Paige down. Can't nobody beat him.
She got her king now.
She do.
But he would. Hey, I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at Madison and David. I'm just mad at the fact how it happened. Right? I think they actually make a good couple. I don't like the fact that you had to break somebody else's marriage up to get there.
Well, not even break somebody's marriage up. They broke Allen's. They didn't broke. I hope they didn't break Allen. His heart is definitely broken. I hope he's not broken.
No, look. All them girls are gonna be in Allen's DM right now. He ain't gonna be mad long. He ain't gonna be sad long.
Nah, because they finna come after Allen though.
Yeah, he ain't gonna be sad long.
Right, but he gonna need somebody to filter through them DMs.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because they coming out the woodwork, and he, either he gonna jump too fast. Somebody gonna say, hold on, player, hold on, wait one second.
They gonna set him straight.
Yeah.
Camille more so than Carla.
Yeah.
So
I don't like her energy.
He gonna be too mad.
MM.
Oh yeah, MM. Hopefully, yes.
Allen watch
No.
Yo, my man, he watched the old Kevin Samuels and he'll be okay. Hey, man. Hey, final thoughts. Y'all final thoughts on this episode. And tell me what you're promoting and what we got.
My final thought on this episode was Michelle was wrong. Madison and David Madison should have told Allen. It never should have gotten what's the word? A husband and wife should never be surprised.
That's right.
Camille and Thomas, they good. Carla and Juan, I'm curious. How does this affect their relationship? Outside of that, man, we got our Black History facts. I'm gonna put it out there. Artika's doing women history in March, so look out for that. Yeah, because I want you to do it, man. It's actually fun.
It's not. I'm just saying.
I'll be having a good time learning about Black history, man. What else? She's so silly. Saturday mornings we got our Love Brew podcast, so check that out. What else? Dee, let us know how that situation goes because I'm curious.
Yeah, send me a message on that because everybody is everybody cheating and everybody in a relationship. I got questions. And I think that's it for us.
Hey, with us, man. We just working on stuff. I gotta do a Ready to Love video. Y'all should get that a little bit later.
We gotta do that too.
Gotta do Love is Blind. 3 of those. So you get those Love is Blind episodes.
I'm trying to watch Ready to Love. I'm trying, but
you'll get that as well.
Let me tell you, Ready to Love tells me that there is pee in the dating pool, specifically in Philly, because I was like, this who y'all got is like the top 20 singles.
Yeah, the second episode this week was a kind of a snooze fest, but I still want to, it wasn't given what it should have been given. What it should be given. So, and again, like I said, we try to work on those matrimony thoughts because there's couples who need some help. And so we want to give them some of our advice, some of our input that's out there. Had a great time. I know Tommy didn't mention, but had a great time doing the Dad podcast with Tommy. So y'all look out for that whenever he drops it. That was good there.
Is gonna come.
Your Daddy Shades, right?
I'm releasing that. He's gonna start releasing those in March. So
yeah, so it was good doing the Daddy Shades there. And what I want to do here, man, I'm just gonna go ahead and give 5 membership to somebody so y'all can start catching some new content from us. So 5 of you guys that's on our channel now watching, you'll get our membership for the month, and we just want to gift that to you as a gift. Thank y'all for watching with us, and we'll give you some behind the scene content there. So enjoy the month with us, and we appreciate you guys. Thanks for rocking with us and catch us each and every week. All right.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Y'all.